Sounds like Ron is.
I'm just recording it.
Yeah, it's a new toy.
Yeah, it's nice.
Well, do you want me? I guess it's my turn.
Okay, yeah, sure. As long as you're,
Yeah, if you, well, you will have a recording to work off of this time. So, yeah, you can just take some notes or, go and listen to the recording.
is that available, from the website?
It'll be on the town website tomorrow.
So does that actually create a transcript?
Not yet. We're gonna work on that.
Yeah, somebody has to listen to it and.
Well, we're hoping to be able to do an AI conversion. So, but then it's gonna be protocols where everybody's gonna have to say their name before they.
Yeah, plus the AI doesn't really just filter the information and get to
Right.
the main parts. So,
Yeah,
I've tried that. It's kind of not there yet.
Yeah, it's not
You
perfect.
really gotta listen to it and make sense of it and kind of just note it down.
Yep, and sometimes when you look up.
All right, before we get started, if you happen to be a new member on the committee, raise your hand.
Do we need? Hi.
All right, John, you wanna just tell us who you are?
John Harville, I live on Highland Street.
Well, so do I. We're neighbors.
We're.
So I talked to your daughter the other day.
She lives on Highland Street too.
Yeah.
No,
She lives on Spring, right?
she lives on Highland, well,
Oh,
her
right on the
address is
corner?
Highland Street.
Oh, it is, okay, yeah. And then Bino lives right down the street too. I didn't know.
Yeah, it's a small town.
I'm on Albro.
Yeah.
I'm connected.
So everybody's a neighbor. So I'll meet in my backyard and have a pop. Okay,
Well, welcome.
anything else we need to know?
I'm retired. Retired Department of State.
Oh, my son-in-law works for the State Department.
Oh, great.
Yeah, he's just over in Japan for 6 months.
6 months, awesome.
Looking to get out, but.
Just stay and retire.
So, retire on the job.
That's what I did. No,
Yeah. Well, thanks, welcome.
thank you.
Peter, do we need to get a list of the people who are here for
Sure.
our notes?
Alan, you wanna start?
What
I
I
have
have
to do it.
Yeah, we can
Oh,
pass,
just wanna.
well, pass that around, yeah, just pass it around, everybody sign it.
Okay, I don't know.
We just add the residents on the minutes.
Thanks. Let's see.
You can only write your own name, you can't make up.
I put my glasses on.
You know everybody, don't you? You're the scribe for everyone.
We probably should.
All right, since Jenny has been so kind to pass out the notes for the 16th.
And I apologize for being so late, so if you haven't read them, if you wanna wait
John
till
and I were
next time.
talking about that earlier.
Yeah,
How late the
you did,
meeting
yeah,
was.
yes. But so if you just wanna wait and do it next time, I can give one for
All right, motion to accept them as written.
We're talking about the 16th, though.
Yes.
Yeah, this is
Is that the motion?
Yes.
Okay, I'll second it.
nice. Anyone opposed? All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Charlie speaks for the team.
We're supposed to say anybody opposed.
Anybody opposed?
It's,
Oh, you spoke for everybody, John.
it's not supposed to be that way.
All right, we have a housekeeping issue we have to address. We need a vice chair. Since Sean's departure, we've left that chair open. Anybody care to nominate someone?
I'd like to make a motion for the vice chair. Mr. Chairman, I would nominate Jonna Flores John as the vice chair of this committee, if the committee will have it.
If John,
He actually talked to me about it, so I'm not in shock.
Okay.
It goes around.
Any seconds?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Congratulations.
Yes.
I'm gonna send you a plaque. You can put it up on your fridge.
Okay.
All right, on the agenda, I put operational changes. Because I just thought that we could put a little structure on what we're doing. And that is, we have these things that we're working on. And, there's no real ownership. It feels like there's no real ownership. So what I'd like to do is for everything that we are working on, let's identify a project lead or a owner or something. Okay, and I have some thoughts unless people can raise their hand for things, but I do have some thoughts. And if you'll indulge me. I don't know if anybody's been on Jonna's emails or if we've just been communicating back and forth between you and I, but Jonna has actually picked up the ball and run with the submission to Northern Borders.
Yeah.
For the beach money.
Thank you.
So I'd like to put you in charge of, let you run with that at this point. And Bino's not here, but I think Bino would be a great one to work with. On that one.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I did talk
Yeah.
to Gino. He said he was gonna try to be here, so maybe just running late.
Yeah. Jenny, you've been doing some heavy lifting on the mill project,
Yes.
so if you could just run with that one, that'd be
Okay.
great.
Yeah,
And when I say this, that doesn't preclude us from saying, hey, we also want your help over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I'm just thinking about more directed focus on these things so that we get a little bit more traction. And then, Bonnie, well, let me start with myself first. Because I'd like to run with the Matt Reed, the ARP piece, so that I can go right at it with Joe here. Joe and I are gonna duel this one out. Okay, speak of the devil, there he is. And then, based on your experience in the past, Bonnie, if you could tag team with me, I think I'd really like to do that. And then you've also got that, I'm trying to say, the master plan on your plate.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, continuing to work on that.
Bino, so what we're talking about is identifying a team lead or a project manager, if you will, for all of the things we have going on.
Mm.
And Jonna has been working on the submission for Stuart.
Right,
And I suggested that you would be a really good resource for her to work with. If,
Yeah, I'd be
or,
happy to.
or, you know, questions that, as they come up for you to.
I'm easy. It's not easy being easy, but I'm easy. Sure, I'd be glad to.
And then John is things, and then, you guys tell me if there are other things that I've missed. That. We need to, assign to somebody,
I think those are the four:
major
Sure.
ones.
Northern Borders Grant, the mill project, the syngas, and the master plan.
Are we following the development project down on Mill Pond?
Well, I mean, it comes up every meeting, but there's really not a lot we can do, right?
Well, one of the things that the town manager being here tonight, I mean, that really is something that lands in his ballpark, because I mean, that's a tough one and needs some diplomacy involved and, you know, interaction with the select board and, you know, whoever. From this committee's point of view, I think it's too important to not have that visibility here in the committee and some kind of working relationship to at least know where we are. We have tonight, KB's here, Kendall, who's, you know, on the planning board, and so they're very much involved. So, Mr. Chairman, this is a discussion that has to stay with a focus because of its impact. I mean, of the things we were talking about, maybe with the exception of the syngas project, it is the biggest impact on the town in terms of finances and culture.
Well, with everything, it's the biggest impact, right?
It is.
I mean, I just don't know how the town absorbs this. I mean, call me crazy, but
Well, it's something that just has to stay on literally everybody's agenda, okay? I mean, it has to stay on the planning department, the planning committee's agenda, it has to stay on the select board agenda, has to stay on this committee's agenda, because we can't lose focus on this and get taken down a road which we'll never come back from.
Now, I've got a lot of information on that. You haven't been assigned anything.
I'm new.
You know, it's just,
Yeah.
and working with Kendall a lot. Of course, they keep delaying the next hearing meeting, right? It's in September.
Yes. 17.
So,
Are you volunteering?
well, because I have been, but I'd love to have a partner.
I would partner with you on that.
Well, I was talking to John, because he's, you want to, I'm fine. I'm fine. Charlie, that's fine. I'm good. I can do your better.
I thought, I don't think it personally, if you wanna work with John, I
I've
think
never
John could
worked
be
with
very
him.
influential on that,
I
so,
think- yeah,
I think
I mean,
that's a
just-
good pick.
But.
I'll get involved.
I didn't mean
I'll
to-
get involved when
I
they,
didn't mean to slight you.
whether you like it or not.
I was just trying to be nice to the new guy, actually.
That's fine, that's great.
So. Good, everybody's got their marching orders, so let's stick there at the Mill Pond for a second. I mean. Other than bring it up as a discussion point in our meetings. What can we do as a committee?
We need to stay tuned in to the planning board, and we need to know where they are and where they're going. We need to make sure that we have looked at alternatives carefully and putting. I don't wanna say putting pressure, but I think we have to kind of make sure that the right people are engaged in, the what ifs and, what really are the full range of opportunities to do something.
So I went to the. Planning board meeting the other night, 3 or 4 weeks ago, not the most recent one probably. And, because I knew that. Whatever the company is. Was presenting and expected to see a SRO room. And there were 8 people there. There was no discussion. And I gotta admit, I walked away, really disappointed, because I expect, I don't know, I guess I just, I felt this apathy towards, the,
The whole project.
yeah, well,
Whole process.
toward, the inevitable,
Yeah.
right? And, it's.
That's a good point.
Gonna crush us.
Mr. Chairman, that's a good point, and that's really the point I'm making is we have to make sure we do something so that we don't have apathy, that we have involvement and, we need to be getting information out, when we, talking to be inviting people here for discussions. I mean, all that should be on the board.
And I wanna be clear, Kendall, that's not that wasn't a shot at you or your committee, that was. The town, I expected the town to come out.
If I may,
Yeah.
the Mill Pond project has notified us that they will be doing a full brand new submittal for September 17th meeting. They have on September 4th, they're supposed to give us all the information for their new submittal so that we can start looking it over. We have not obviously got that because it's not that time yet. But we have moved the meeting to the school in a
Yes.
multi-use room. We are anticipating a large crowd, that's why it was moved to there. But it is a whole new plan, from my understanding, that they will be submitted to us. And that's what was said by Kevin Leonard from Northland at the previous meeting.
Kendall, what's the reasoning for that?
They have not told us that.
Okay, all right, Lakes Region Community Development.
And to add to this, because one thing that, some of the other states have trying to do and put in. And I talked to Peter Levitt about this, about putting in some legislation. Because they are realizing that communities that are particularly financially stressed. This program that is supposed to be helping the low-income people actually is making the poor towns poorer, because we're faced with the estimate on the Mill Pond developers is it gonna cost us $500,000 a year.
Yep.
And yes, there are people who have the big houses and they'll just like roll their eyes and pay the tax bill. But what's gonna happen is we have a lot of lower cost housing here. People are living here because we have the lower cost housing. And so, but those are small landowners, or landlords, they have to make a certain amount of money, so they're gonna have to raise the rent. We've got, so some of the people who are gonna be financing this project are the people who are living below the poverty line. So the legislation that some of these states have been working to get in is if a community has 20% or more people living below the poverty line, they're doing their fair share, they don't have to do more. You don't have that legislation. And that could be a reason to deny this.
So like
Big-
a cap on
a
how
cap.
much you have to have.
Cap, because obviously we have the low income housing because people are living here, so they're finding it here. It may not be formal, it may not be kind of stuff, but we've got it. And,
Well,
so,
there was a really brilliant comment, and Kendall, maybe you remember this, way back at one of these active meetings where the town spoke up a little bit. And one gentleman stood up, and you might remember who it was, and he said he drove around, over here, and he said, we've already got our low income housing.
right, we do. We do. They're just the fact that we've got 24% of the people living here are below the poverty line. We've got 500 people living below the poverty line. They're living there. So we've got the lower income.
We also have a community from Mill Pond developers already here.
Yes,
This
Yes.
would be, this would be a
right,
second one.
right. So anyways,
Where do
we're
you draw the
talking
line?
about legislation, so it's just not Mill Pond, because after Mill Pond, there's gonna be another one. To see, and when we get out of this hole. Fine, but right now we are in this hole with this many people, so something that I think should be worked on, see what we can do.
Absolutely.
I have a question.
Yes.
How do we get this out to people? I think that's a really important thing.
Get the information about, we already have such and such and
Yeah,
such.
We gotta get people watching our videos.
Yeah, plus I think that's what the
People
team
to-
Jenny's putting together is really focused on, right? Yeah, I mean.
Right, and one of the discussions I had with somebody who's a builder, because she was really pushing this, and I'm going, well, it's going to cost, the estimate is, $500,000. And she thought that that was the estimate that the town had put together, the schools, of course, if what the schools put, that's gonna be high, the town's gonna be high, but this is from the developer, so it's gonna be low, so it'd be.
Annually.
Annually, so this was like, I said, this is what the developer is saying it's going to cost us, then it was like, oh.
Kendall, what's the planning board's estimate for the cost of the development to the town? You have the numbers?
No, I don't have the numbers with me. We have, a formal estimate that the engineers put together for us.
Yeah, well,
It's in the document. You sent out that
You
document.
see this?
The cost.
They had 450,000, but they were deducting their property taxes twice, so it's really $500,000 a year,
Yeah.
is what they're estimating.
So I mean, the planning board was higher than that, Kendall, if I remember, is that right?
Right,
So,
yeah, they were higher,
Which works out to what on our?
about 27.
$127.
Again, so you're saying what video are we, and where are we putting this?
What's that?
To get information out to the,
Oh.
because I was at a meeting last night that Peter Lovett
Mhm.
was at. It was at George Hacker's house.
Okay,
We had several representatives there from the government. We had maybe 10 people there. And one of the big things I was hearing is, why don't we know about this? Why we don't know anything about any of this.
Just townspeople.
Yes,
They don't know about the mill pond?
they don't know about
cost.
the recycling
oh,
program
oh.
or the beach.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's been a subject of conversation right along, right? We don't have a way to communicate. Right? I mean,
But-
I,
We are going with this, our meetings will actually be,
Yeah,
the actual
mean,
meeting will
this
be
is-
posted
this
that
is a
people
good
can
start,
watch.
but-
People can watch.
Joe has sent me 400 questions on the on the ARP thing. And God bless you, Joe. We want, if this project is gonna go over, we have to address Joe's questions,
We do.
right?
We do, all of them, yep.
Everybody in town should see those questions.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But we do that.
It's a good question. I don't know.
We
So-
can get them out there.
I've, Ron, we've asked for a page on the website. You know, we could certainly put these on a page on the website, just. If nothing else, put a PDF out there. I can create a PDF and I can,
Well, you do have a tab.
They're
We do.
working on it, cause
Okay.
our
Yeah.
genders are different from everybody else's, they're
Yeah.
gonna fix that, kind of.
But,
they're
but that
adjusting.
tab, more can be added, so documents
Right,
that you wanna put on there can be put there.
sure.
But
Okay,
you've gotta instruct people to go to the website
Yeah.
and click on that
right.
tab.
But
Yeah,
let it,
kinda
let it
leave it
come
there.
down, cause it's kind of a state of flux, and it's a little confusing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
all of these things that we talked about earlier should have. A heading or, a navigational link on the side of the page, this is the ARP project, this is. Mill Pond, this is whatever, this is this should be kind of done.
So is there a timeline that we can get this up somewhere? Cause
Up.
we've been waiting on the webpage.
Right, so,
It just went live, 2 weeks ago?
right, and
Oh,
they're,
okay.
and they're, yeah, and they're
There's
working on,
some things to work out with it.
they're working on it. They're,
Google sometimes is difficult too, because you go from one provider to another and they're a little behind getting.
and the searches aren't
searchable,
working,
right.
because, yeah, they'll
We'll get there.
get there.
Access to all the town reports today, so it's good.
Oh, you did get them? Nice.
Yeah. So it's coming.
It's coming, it is coming.
Yeah.
And they're going to adjust our names of our minutes, because when you look at it, unless you turn it or whatever. You can't tell what meeting it is because the name's so long, and I said, well, BOS is just BOS, so they're gonna
Yeah.
change us to
Shorten it up.
just shorten it up so we can see the dates. So we don't have to open up to.
Is it possible for us to have a mailing?
People would have to opt in, right?
And that mailings cost money, so.
Online,
You mean email?
Email,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
get people to sign up, like an email sign up for people who want information on
There you go.
whatever. Yeah, what do you think, Ron?
Yeah, just gotta get a list.
Would like people self-sign up?
They also put it out like on Facebook, like what's happening in Ashland. Other,
Yeah, we haven't been putting
Social
anything on
media.
Facebook, we could.
Well,
It's a little-
because it's.
May wanna turn the comments off.
That's all,
Yeah,
yeah,
it-
think,
Well, sometimes, because it'll hide it, it'll hide it.
Right.
Yeah.
Gets a little
Right.
spicy.
Yeah.
right, but
So much negativity there.
there is, but if we could have, an email that, when you find out if we could set up something that people could self-sign up for. For economic development, or just like people
Or I
might
mean,
want to sign up.
they
for
might
Park
be
and Rec.
interested in just town stuff in general.
Right, but, it's like,
That's
yeah,
good.
that's true.
Don't you get emailed your water bills and stuff too?
No.
No? That's all by mail? Okay. Oh, we gotta get with, we gotta, yeah.
You just save money. Right?
But I
Yeah.
don't, like the emergency alert, like
Yeah, but-
we couldn't burn, I mean, that was great.
That was great,
Anybody who
yes.
signed up for that, got that immediate.
Right,
Short, it was clear, you didn't
Right.
respond back, it was just information.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah,
So we're
that
looking
worked.
for
Something like that.
information.
right.
That's not like a registry.
Except
What
that it-
issues you're interested in, register on the website, and you'll get the emails of all the informations from the group. That
And it
would
would be
great.
good if there was a comment. You think?
Somebody would have to.
You have to be careful with that.
Yeah.
Because you can't, because with comments, then it really gets touchy if you start deleting nasty comments you don't want because
Oh,
of this is public
Yeah.
information and, so either no comments or,
Make
Oh, you have
people
no comments.
reply by email. They could go to
Right, it
the
just-
team that's doing this, and if they have some comments or questions, and then it gets resolved through that, but not publicly.
yeah, cause it just becomes,
It's contentious.
It's also tough. You can't start deleting people put comments as part of the public, whatever.
So, Ron, did you take a note on that? So do we follow up with
It's recorded.
you? Okay. So.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's-
the only reason I ask is because I want to move on, and if we've addressed that, go ahead, Kendall, yeah.
See,
Yeah, Kendall, go ahead.
when I was on the Conservation Commission, we had a Facebook page. You have to have administrator, and it was informational only, no comments. You just put information out, but you have to have somebody in charge, well, Facebook requires it too, to make sure that the information you're posting is accurate, but no comments, informational only. And the town has a social media policy that you all probably should check up and read. That was
That's
put
what I
into
thought.
place a few years back.
Kendall.
No, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I knew,
Sharing a mind,
What's that?
I knew we were thinking along the same lines.
Oh, that's scary.
I know.
Great minds, huh?
okay? None? ARP. So, I talked to Matt a number of times. He asked a bunch of questions. I've responded to him. I got Andrew involved. I got Craig involved. I actually went down and had a half an hour conversation with Craig late last week. And so he's putting together a proposal that would be initially just for Ashland.
Okay,
Okay, just to address our trash issue. Not to
And we'll-
make any money, just to address our issue
so it will take our trash,
initially, right?
okay?
We will have an open forum, well, all of our meetings are open. And Matt will be here, he'll take all of our questions. Joe, I'll add all of the questions you sent today to the Google Doc. Hopefully, we can get some responses to those ahead of time so that we don't spend 4.5 hours answering every single one. And then we can drill down on what he didn't answer satisfactorily. And that's where that is at this point. Again, that we've, yeah, go ahead.
I had mentioned that, I mean, reading through the stuff, it starts getting complicated.
Yeah.
And if we really start getting serious about this, trying to find somebody who the town would actually work for the town to make sure that what we're getting is what we
Like
think
a
we're getting. A
consultant for the
consultant
town
for the
about
town
this project.
about this project.
So just let me share something. In my conversation with Craig the other day. He suggested that our trash costs are gonna go up 50 to 100%.
Our what cost, our trash?
Our trash.
Yeah.
Costs are gonna go up 50
Yeah.
to 100% if we don't find a solution.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the solution, but if we don't have a solution. So we have an issue in front of us.
Well,
But
some-
I just think to help, because it's complicated. And none of us are experts on trash, none of us are gonna be expert, except for, you're more than, but this is getting into
This is
technology and
different.
science and all this stuff.
But
I-
what role does Matt play if we need another consultant?
Yeah, but
If-
he's
if-
selling us
if it
the
has to-
thing, he's selling us
wait,
something, I don't know,
He's not selling us anything.
Or if-
what is he doing?
We're leasing the land
Mm.
and it's a pilot program.
I know, but I don't know.
We went to him,
Yeah,
Vito went to him.
okay. So he is a consultant, my question is, who is looking out for the town's best interest, I guess, as opposed to
Us.
Yeah,
Just
that's
to say
right.
that
We
the
are.
Department of Environmental
Yeah,
Services.
Would they do
That's
that?
People.
Can they do that?
Can they do what?
Can they help us with this Department of Environment?
They would do all the permitting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
we have no choice. They will step in.
Okay,
Yeah. so we will have lots of consultants involved, whether we like it or not.
And so
Correct.
one of the questions that has come up was if this project fails, right? There is a requirement
for bone.
that they bond this thing, or
Right.
I don't know
Yeah.
what the terminology
Yeah.
is, in case of a failure.
Yeah, to clean up, yes. Yes.
So. All right, more on that as it unfolds, Joe. I will let you know, we are gonna have a public hearing, and I will add all of your questions. So,
Most importantly, though, I think at this time is the proximity of the wellheads. And again, you know.
well, do we know, well, I don't know that we've settled. In my conversation with Craig the other day, Craig's of the belief that we should put it down at the transfer station.
On top of the landfill, once that gets
Beside it,
decided. Okay.
and then eventually take everything that's capped,
Absorb the landfill.
run it through there to.
In the original location, I hear
Yeah.
your comment,
Yeah.
but I don't know that that's been determined yet, but.
Yeah.
If it is, then you're right, we have to address it.
And besides that, it's in the United States and it's an untried venture.
That's why it's a pilot program. It's a
I
trial.
understand that, you know, but really, can we afford to go into a pilot program? Now, that could possibly fail and give us more grief, just like you don't want to get into the Mill Pond thing.
That's
Well,
what the
it can
bond
give us
is.
more grief.
Joe, that's what the bond is for. Well, it's
Right.
bonded.
We're required, we're required, the state of New Hampshire requires that there's a bond issued. In case the project doesn't go forward.
Is.
Or needs to be
The
cleaned up.
builder will have to.
The builder
Yeah, they
provides the
have
bond.
to-
The state
Clean it up.
mandates it.
And it's bonded. They, put so much money down to do.
I don't know how.
And they buy a bond, it's an insurance
The
thing, they
detail-
buy a bond.
It's insurance, yeah.
That
Yeah,
covers the-
Yeah, go ahead.
I kind of reinforced
Well, introduce yourself, please.
So Frank Garcia,
My friend.
I'm actually on the budget committee with.
Okay, okay. Nice to meet you.
I may send you some questions too, just to understand
Yeah, by all
we-
means. I'll
we
get my email before you leave.
with Sierra Energy, the one that has this pilot in California.
Yeah, John went to the plant.
Okay, it's the only one.
Mhm.
Whoever is next is gonna be second.
Mm.
And I think Ashland really has to think hard about that. I think this is a really high risk project.
Why?
When you're coming off the prototype and you're actually scaling up, there's lots of issues you have to deal with. I'm an engineer, I've dealt with that, and,
What kind of engineering?
nuclear and mechanical, so.
Well, one of the interesting things about this is they have to deal with it. In the past, we had agreements, we were looking at that we had to deal with.
Right.
What differentiates this is, well, if it shuts down, if they're unsuccessful, they take it over.
Right.
So we're not, this is important, and not everybody is seeing this. And maybe it's because the original proposal was so different and so expensive, where we're the landlord. Okay, if any problems they have, any delays, any issues, as long as they don't make a mess, because then we'll make them clean it up. We don't have to do anything, we don't have to absorb anything, and it's no stress to the town manager or the rest of the town. It's just a matter of overseeing them and making sure they play by the rules. So you can't emphasize this enough. They're coming to us saying, you're held harmless. We just need the land and we're willing to pay you. And depending on the success of this enterprise, they'll scale up the payment, which could wind up being very substantial. I mean, substantial to the point where, the existing tax bills could be cut in half or even better.
Well,
You
the
know?
other thing.
Well, that's what we're talking.
I'm just saying.
So,
Okay, so
Go ahead.
they're talking about employing 40 to 60 people. With 100,000 a year, insurance and health. To the town, 40% tipping. And
that's if you bring,
the tipping
other
fees,
folks in.
and then profit sharing to the town. So If
And,
it works, it could really help the town.
Yeah.
and Frank,
Go bankrupt.
Frank, I've also,
Bank.
I've mentioned this a number of times,
Bank.
Well, then they pull
Can I-
out,
please.
sorry.
I've mentioned this a number of times. Everybody here is a taxpayer and a resident of Ashland. We don't want shit in our town. We don't want to destroy our town. We want revenue for our town. We want a solution for our trash. This gives us two of those things. Are there things that we have to answer? Sure. We have to, but let's not close our minds yet. Okay? Let's take a look. And if it's wrong for the town, let's walk away from it.
We're all in the same place.
I would think so.
We all want to help the town. Nobody wants to hurt it.
I'm not saying that you wanna hurt. I'm saying the risks that will be taken, they necessary,
What's the risk?
what risks?
What
You're
risk?
coming in with a plant that's gonna have volatile chemicals. You're gonna have, coming in with a plant that has.
So we're assuming that we're assuming that there are environmental risks with this plant, right? These are among your questions. Those questions haven't been answered yet,
No.
right?
Mhm.
But why is the town of 2,600 gonna be the first one to do this? Why isn't? a big
Because
city
we're
or a
on
big town?
93 and we're on the rail trail.
I know, but we're very small, so this is a big city type of project to me. You know, to take the risk
Why?
of this. What,
The volume,
Reed ever put one of these in?
What's that?
Reed hasn't put one of these in. He's a consultant,
Yeah.
you know? Who's gonna do it?
He-
You're an engineer?
he's-
I don't know. I think.
Well,
I mean, there's,
I-
I'm just saying, we have to, I agree with you.
Again,
A
we,
whole bunch of questions.
yeah,
I'm gonna-
right.
I'm gonna
And
provide some-
I'm not asking you to accept the proposal tonight. All I'm asking you to do is keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes and your ears open and your mind open, because this may be a really good thing for the town. And if it's not, Jonna doesn't want it. Right? And if it's not, Jenny doesn't want it. And if it's not, I don't want it. But if there's the possibility that this is a really good thing for Ashland, I want it.
And it's not necessarily just Ashland we're thinking about. This could be a very broad solution to a big problem in New Hampshire for the waste
All of our,
disposal and,
yeah, all of our surrounding towns have the same issue.
oh, that would be great.
And I'd just like to.
We'll see where it goes, but I think you have to be fair about answering the questions that come.
I
up.
want to answer every single question, every single
The
question,
picture. of it.
right? We want to have complete transparency, radical transparency, right? Because we're not getting Joe on board if we don't. We may not get Joe on board regardless of what we do, right? But-
You might not, no, but it's
I'm-
not fair to
yeah.
put me out, you know?
But you're,
Again, I
Joe, and I
really-
don't mean to pick, I don't mean to pick on you. I don't mean to pick on you. You're just the face.
I
of
know.
people.
I know, yeah, and believe me, I can take a shot,
Yeah.
but, you know.
No shots.
That's not my
I
purpose.
don't know,
That's
that's
not
a
my-
good idea right now.
Again, I'm concerned, because I have seen projects go awry.
I expect, I would be concerned if you weren't concerned. Right? We're asking a lot of the town,
Yeah,
right? But can we play it out? And if at the end of the day, we say this is really bad for Ashland, let's walk away from it.
right.
Oh, boy, we better have another solution
Right.
in hand, because with Casella closing the land.
Yeah, but you know, you can't be playing the lesser of two evils, you know, it's not the way we're gonna do this. We're either gonna accept it wholeheartedly or we're gonna reject it wholeheartedly. Not that, well, you know, we have to do so we're gonna eat this. That doesn't make sense. That's not the way to make a decision,
I
right?
mean, isn't life the lesser of two evils? I mean,
Not necessarily.
we do
When
that
you
all
got
the time.
married, you didn't say that. Geez, well, you know,
Bad example.
I mean, but it's still a decision, isn't it? You know, and.
I mean, every time you go to the polls, it's the lesser of two evils,
But
right?
sometimes it's like that, you know, it's true, you know, and unfortunately, that's what breeds a lot of apathy. You know, because people don't feel like they actually have a choice.
Well, we want 2,000 people to be involved in this decision.
Right,
We don't want to force it on anybody.
right.
So
But the
I,
promise of
what's that?
untold riches, I mean, we gotta end that. All right, I really don't wanna hear that anymore.
You didn't hear from me.
No, I know I didn't hear it from you. Thank you very much for not.
No, you
You're welcome.
did though hear it from me because
Yeah,
I
you
think
did.
that is a very
You said
important
the
part
last
of this.
thing you took.
I wouldn't do this if I didn't think there was a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, okay?
So,
Now, you know, I don't know how big that pot of gold is, but let me tell you what I see. I see a very poor little town in the state of New Hampshire. That's statistically a fact, okay, statistically a fact. We are a poor town, we struggle, we got the town manager, he's already telling us to watch the budget. Because, you know, I wanted to buy a laptop computer to go with his owl, and he said, well, I don't know if that's in the budget, cause we don't have any money left. All right, so this is reality, and so I don't wanna live in that kind of town. I'm heartbroken that we don't have a better library, and maybe a library and a community center that, you know, is a gathering place that we could all be proud of. You know, disturbed by, I go down some roads and they haven't been maintained in a while. We got people drinking brown water because we can't fix the pipes. That's not where I wanna live. You know, and I don't know if you do, or maybe you don't have these problems, or you don't see these problems, and maybe you're very happy here and it's all good. Well, I'm happy here and it's all good too, but I know there's a lot of people who don't have it all good here, and I'd like to make it good for everybody. This is a game changer. We put this on the board, and with the big and, if it's successful, then we have a different town, a better town. We don't fill it up with people that, you know, just congest the streets and bring, you know, other, you know, problems to the town. We have the community that we want, the one that we really like, and we preserve it. It's not being preserved today. It's deteriorating year by year. It's getting
Charlie.
poor.
You have 3 people who have served, sitting here, who have served on the BOS. To preach into the choir.
Then I hope that's what it is, but when I hear things like, don't say there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, man, that's what I'm playing for.
We all understand the struggles and the process to have it done.
The problem that I see, if I may, I'll be real quick. I wasn't gonna say anything. The real problem is nobody really believes the amount of money that this town needs to move forward.
Because
30 to 35 million just to fix the infrastructure. So we can all live here.
point fingers, etc.
When I'm not pointing fingers, this is a fact.
But
What's your
I
next
don't
item?
think it's helpful
What's that?
to call
What's your
us a
next
poor
item?
town. How is that lifting us up?
It's
In which that makes us start. so-
Okay. All right, I'm gonna jump in if I could.
That we'll never be able to.
We all have our beliefs and our feelings here. The fact that all I ask,
But we all
is-
chose to live here too, did we not?
yes,
Yes.
unknown.
all I ask is that let's go on this research drive together, okay? Let's get the information, then let's make an informed decision, okay? If the people of Ashland say this is not a good thing for Ashland, we run away. And somebody comes up with plan B. What?
Your advisory, so how are you gonna roll this out?
We were just talking 2 minutes ago about our
How-
communications, how we would communicate.
Yes.
We're gonna have an open
But the-
forum in a minute. We're gonna have an open forum in a couple of weeks where we're gonna bring in the developer. Okay, we're gonna post as many questions and answers as we can. We're gonna be as transparent as we can. If we can lead the horse to water, we can't make the horse drink.
But it's up
If
to the
people don't-
BOS to bring the project forward.
We have to
Not
go
this
to
group.
the board.
And we have to convince them in the voters, and if
Right now,
that,
you have 2 board members sitting here, and my take, it seems everybody's on board with this.
well,
So, that's why, how's the process gonna work? It's almost September.
Yep.
Tick tock.
Nothing can happen till March anyway.
We've learned that this whole board can be on board. It's the town that needs to be on board. Didn't we learn that lesson the first time out, right?
yeah, yeah.
And so we've got that down.
Done by December.
Okay.
So that's why I said tick tock, it's almost September.
Yeah.
So I suggest
Yeah.
doing a push with the information. All the meetings going forward will be Zoom, so they can be interactive.
Yep.
So people that can't attend it in person can attend via Zoom, and you'll hold.
Does that
public-
mean we don't have anybody online?
No, Andy Fitch is online.
No.
And who's gonna moderate it to answer questions?
I'll probably be present to manage the Zoom for the committee.
Right.
Thank you.
So people will be raising their hand on Zoom to be unmuted.
Perfect.
So it's
I
like
mean,
open
I
time.
don't know about you guys,
Pretty
but,
much.
but I mean, if you sit in the chair right now and you're against this project. All I ask is that you try to absorb as much as you can. And if you don't like the project, then what's the alternative? Offer a solution. Now, anybody can come and say, no, we're not doing that. Give me a solution. The town needs solutions.
What I would ask.
Yeah.
Is that this committee really understand what you're involved in. I hear what Charlie's saying. But that you look at the pros and cons, you know, the technical risk, the cost. Don't throw it out there to the town without really having adequate understanding of where you guys are.
That's
You're talking about
all
things
we're
that
doing
you
right
are
now.
Ready.
We went
What's
through
that?
this once.
What's that?
We went through this
Okay.
process once.
No, I know, and when we did the W3, man, that thing was flying right through there. And I think we need to really get our arms around this.
We've
and then go to the-
we've been trying to collect as much information as we could for the last,
I mean,
Three or 4 months.
A bunch of those things.
and I told him I'd add his questions and I tried and get them answered. I don't know what else you want me to
understand
do.
that, But you know, you're talking about trying to throw this thing out, and there's a whole bunch of questions, not out to the town. There's a whole bunch of questions that have to get answered as a committee. To really understand.
We are soliciting questions that we're trying to get answers to. And we'll share that with everyone in town.
I agree with you. I think that you're going about it the right way. I think if you keep on talking about these untold riches, you know what? Your credibility went out the window with the last project. So do yourself a favor and don't bring that stuff up, okay? Because,
Just the facts.
yeah, just the facts, just the facts.
Yeah.
Things that you don't know about, you don't know about, okay?
Yeah, don't
So-
tell us we're poor and.
Yeah, and we're not poor. As a matter of fact, I looked it up. You know, who's the poorest town in New Hampshire? Yeah, Manchester.
Berlin.
And then Berlin's after
Didn't your
that,
email say?
Yeah, I
right?
sent you the email about.
Yeah, but that's from a newspaper from Tennessee. You know, Williamson Source, that's a Tennessee newspaper. Okay, so I really don't know what they have to do with New Hampshire. But I did look up who is the poorest town in New Hampshire. Manchester gets the prize. So, wow. Okay, and then Berlin second. Ashland's not in the top 10. But, you know, I mean, they're all poorer towns than us, so don't use that anymore, because it's not true.
Statistically, it's all how you look at it. Manchester has a lot more poor people than Ashland has. I'll give you that. But as a percentage of the people who live here, the percentage is very high in it's ridiculous. It's over 30% of the people here live below the poverty line. Okay.
I know, right?
They don't have that statistic in Manchester. Manchester, yes, it's a much bigger town and they got a lot of poor people. That's a different statistic. And so let's not twist the statistics either. Let's
Okay.
put them out there factually.
Okay, can you two take it out in the yard?
But make sure you shake hands afterwards.
All right, moving on.
Very positive.
All right, let's move on. Beach submission, Jonna.
Beach, oh, okay,
Whoa.
Okay. so. Where did I do this?
The 29th is the date, right? Yeah.
So I've looked at the submission for a grant, and what I ran into was that, and I need to ask you about this,
Mhm.
we have to have an invitation.
Not to do a pre-application, you don't.
Okay,
You send in an application, they call it a pre-application. The deadline is August 29th. And then you are invited or not by, I believe if you're invited, the application deadline is, I think, the first week in October. That's the part that you have to be invited in. If, once the Northern Borders
Because I started.
Regional Commission reviews your pre-application, they will then write back to you and say, you are approved to move ahead with a full application,
Right.
or you're not.
It's a filtering process, right?
It is, yep.
It's whether you make the cut or not.
That's correct.
I started going through the the slides where the woman talks and tells you
Yep.
about everything.
Yep.
They didn't say anything about a pre-application.
Oh, yeah, that's it. The
It's
deadline's the
it's
29th.
that.
Have you done those, Ron?
No.
No, you haven't done them? Okay.
Excuse me, I'm new here. My name's Ellen Levinson. I'm George Hacker's wife, just in case people know who I am. But anyway, besides that, with this idea, do you have the documents just to give her so she can do it?
Oh,
Obviously,
they're all online. It's-
Oh, okay, but
it's
you
a-
didn't
It's
see
a
that.
federal program called Northern Borders Regional Commission.
okay, but she didn't see it online, right? You didn't.
No,
Free.
No, it didn't. It didn't say,
So maybe
but I'll
if
look
you, if you
again.
know, if you have access to it, I'm just trying to cut this short.
No, it's right,
It's, you could send it.
I saw it today. Look
Yeah,
at it.
so maybe just send her the link.
And NBRC.gov.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
The
RDC.
pre-application, and then do you know what the requirements are for the
Yeah, it
pre-application?
tells the whole thing on NBRC.gov,
Okay,
and that's why,
I was on NBRC.
yeah, and she wasn't here when we met with Stu Arnett, I guess, huh?
No.
Have you met with Stu?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'll get you Stu Arnett's, he's paid by our department to actually coach
I've got an email from him.
applicant. Oh, you've
Yes.
got an email
Yes.
from Stu Arnett?
Yeah,
He's the guy to go to if you have any questions.
okay.
And NBRC.gov is the website.
Yep, I've been on there and I started listening to what I thought was the application process, and but it said you had to have an invitation. That's why I said,
Well, you know, I'll go through my emails again,
we
but,
probably don't.
yeah.
We probably have to go through the
okay.
pre-application.
Oh, you have to go. If you don't go through the pre-app,
You can't put in there.
you're done.
All right, no
Well, I-
pressure, John, but,
Well,
the deadline's
deadline.
8/29.
I
Yeah, I was
know.
gonna say, but we need to,
I
we need to sound the alarm
Yeah.
here. Yes,
Before then.
and whatever it takes between now and the 29th, we need to get that pre-application done and in. So if you're gonna be heading up that group, you need to get,
That's why I suggested we
involved.
work with,
I'm glad to help.
and you guys gotta reach out to anybody here, whatever if we have to have another meeting to, there are issues that you can't resolve by
Mhm.
yourselves, let's do it because it's 8 days, and if we miss it, it's
Right.
done,
Yes.
okay? We're out in the process.
Okay, good. All right. One other thing, I got my haircut today,
Yay.
Noticed, yeah, looks good.
and, was talking to, Sheriff Dahl.
Blowing on the wind and on the White Mountain.
Yeah, yeah, a little
that
bit, yeah, a little bit. Hiked Mount Washington on Saturday. And Chantel was telling me that, there's a development, up past Bellatet's that's stalled or whatever,
The cut into the hill there.
Hills,
Hills has been kind of.
what's that?
Yeah.
What's that all about?
The Hills
Go ahead, go ahead.
There's no development in it.
There is no development. They have a cease and desist from the town. Town attorney has written them a letter, I believe. And they have been tabled at the planning board meeting.
What do they wanna do?
We're not 100% sure on that, because we have not got a full application. Currently, the only thing that they are doing is fulfilling the state requirements of stabilizing the mountain from when they did what they weren't supposed to do.
They're removing land.
Well, this is what they've told us.
Yeah.
But, do they wanna build something there?
They're not telling us.
They have not told us what they want to do there other than to stabilize the mountain from where they blew it up. Having said that, the reason they have the cease and desist is because they've done more than what they've told us.
Okay.
That's correct.
All right, I'm just wondering if there was any way
Oh,
to
yeah.
Did you and I talk about that when I came down?
I know, they,
To the
they're
town-
which one?
I had a conversation
Yeah,
with you
okay.
last.
Yeah, if there's
It's been
anyway, I'm just
Yeah.
wondering if there's any way to speed up development.
Well,
I don't know what's going on.
No, nobody digs a big hole without a purpose, so we know they're going somewhere and we can only hope that they get together with the planning board and they kind of define what that plan is and how
You're
they're going
supposed to
to
be-
proceed.
Well, there are rules to follow.
Yeah, no, I'm not suggesting we skirt the
Yeah.
rules.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just wondering if there's something that the town could benefit from. Is there any way that the
Well,
town could get
that's-
involved in?
That's a very big piece of property with
No, the one that's on the property.
a lot of potential.
Yeah.
So just hope that the owner of the property gets the ship righted and gets past what he needs to and then comes forward with his vision of what he wants to do with
Yeah,
it.
we need a relationship with that. I think that's what you and Kendall are trying to do, which I think could be helpful to all of us.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, anything else? I'm done. Anything else? Anyone?
Well, you wanna go?
No, well, okay, on the mill, I sent you a file with all the deeds and all of the whatever, on the mill, you know, the mill thing that. And I can send it to anybody else, I've got it electronically, but there's lots of deeds and there's the environmental study from 5 years ago and all this stuff. For,
I don't wanna see it.
okay, that's why I didn't say, so,
We know it's there. That's
we
good.
know it's there and, a developer is waiting for my phone call. Now that I'm back from vacation, we're gonna see what we can put together to go see him and see it. See if he thinks it's
Viable.
doable.
But there's a real estate sign on it.
Is there for sale?
She just found out.
Which one are we talking about?
The white ones.
No, not on the mill.
Yeah, so I don't know why that is. Where we
Oh.
walked in, right there.
Really?
Yeah, so I didn't.
Wait a minute, there was one, there was an old one there when we walked through.
I
Is
mean,
it
that
an old
one's
sign?
not. Global Banker.
Yeah, okay.
I don't remember seeing it before.
There we go.
I wanna just add something to that, and this comes directly from a conversation with the chairman of the select board. Ron, you haven't been in that building and seen it close up.
Not yet.
Bino, have you?
Which one?
The mill building that we've been talking about,
The
that's a
white one?
development
Oh, I've been there, done that,
inside?
and I have a couple of t-shirts.
Really? Okay.
Did you go
so-
upstairs?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but on that, there's videos of places we never got before that.
Okay, well, I guess what the discussion centered on was making sure that everybody involved in the decision really has seen it firsthand and it's not making a decision. So, well, then my advice would be that Ron and you be invited to view it, and maybe we can get somebody like Craig to host the trip. And, you know, cause he knows how to get through there
Yeah.
safely and
I can text you some videos.
that would be helpful, but I think you have to see it because now both of you are, you know, experienced with that type of situation, you can look at a building and decide whether it's gonna fall down or not, or what had to be done. Or maybe come up with some kind of ideas, but the idea here was that we should have everybody who's gonna play a role in this if we do something to really know what the condition of that is, and when we formulate a plan, it's a practical plan, and everybody's seen what we're trying to do. Now, we did one positive thing, we stopped a massive roof leak. I don't know if we stopped it, but we, for the most part, at least 90%, which was pouring water continuously down through the building and doing all kinds of damage, as well as pooling this water in the basement, right? So we were able, earlier this year to deal with that, but there's still some openings in the roof. And there's the issue of how do we get the water out of the basement, and does pumping the water out of the basement keep it out? Is
You
there
don't
some,
know that.
is there some other source?
We don't know.
And I think we're trying to get everybody together to make a objective determination. Now, unfortunately, we've had a bunch of people that, looks complicated, don't know if we want to do it. But I think some more key people need to weigh in on this and see what the plan has to be here. Because we're looking at a $1 million tear down and, you know, it's like, let's take $1 million and build a library. We can't use $1 million to tear the building down. Or that the nature will reclaim the thing, but that's quite an.
That's a long ways down.
Yeah, and that's a lot of ways.
So
Can I ask one other question? Freudenberg?
Freudenberg is
yeah.
for sale and is coming up for sale, and there's a person at Freudenberg who's been assigned to manage it, and I sent you that information.
Yes.
Okay, so that's.
Yes, and we go back to the
Yeah.
mill thing is the developer that Peter Levitz has given him our name to go, and he specializes in rehabbing and repurposing this type of building. So what I'm thinking of, and this is what I said to Janet, is if he looks at it and says, with, you know, cause I've got videos and all this stuff, it's gone on too long, forget it, it needs to be torn down. That may be where I come back, but if he comes back and said, yeah, it's got potential, even if he doesn't want to do it, but if he thinks it's got potential because he has successfully done this. So this is why I think it's important to get his opinion on it.
Yeah, every qualified opinion will be helpful
Yeah.
at this point, because we face a major decision one way or the other with
Right.
this.
Mhm.
And just for the group, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but keeps telling me, clean that place up and make it presentable, and we'll find somebody to put in it.
Well, okay,
it's a fact.
there was one person who looked at it, who does buildings, he goes, no, this is over my head, he says, but he was when it's like, can we clean up the outside?
Yeah.
Can we somehow get the outside cleaned? Is that so if you take a look at it, I don't know if Craig can do it, cause
Yeah.
it's an unkept outside.
Yeah, you need to make it presentable
bad
before
inside.
anybody.
And the inside is a mess too, but
And there is safety issues that have to be addressed. That's why, Ron, it would be really, I think, a big help to everybody if you go in there and use your experience. You're a firefighter, right? The fire
Mhm.
chief. I think you could look at this and assess it, probably better than most of the rest of us.
and maybe somehow get one floor cleaned up or half a floor
Right,
cleaned out.
something that, paints a clear picture of what's there. And the water perhaps out of the basement, that would go a long way to somebody being able to look at it and assess it fairly.
Off the water before you can.
Yeah, assess it fairly, because this is just, it's a lot of money involved here, and we don't have it.
It's money, but it's also potential of jumpstarting that area to get something going.
Correct.
Oh,
Correct.
And that's what Bino's been preaching to us, plant the seed and let it grow.
Yeah,
And that's what this committee has to be looking at. Where do we plant the seed and how?
But even with an uneducated eye, you go in there and those beams, it's just a solid.
it's
building.
straight, it is straight. It's not,
amazing.
there's a hole in the floor, but the beams
Yeah,
are
but
straight.
big, right.
And it's designed,
And they're steel and, for the most part, and where they are wood, they're trusses that are, complete oak trees.
yeah.
All right, so I mean, they knew what they were doing, and in the basement, containing that water, in my belief, is a concrete structure that looks like it was part of the Hoover Dam.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
These engineers knew what they were doing, they knew they were building near a river, and that they had to have
It better be solid.
a solid buttress between them and the river.
Yeah.
And so those are the things that lead me to believe that there is a unrecognized potential here. If we can get together with somebody like you, Bino, and help us make that, reclaim it as an industrial.
As an asset for the
asset,
town, yeah.
But getting that water out of there, because we went in there, it was frozen,
I
and that's
understand you.
not a good thing when
Yeah.
you start talking about structure.
Right.
So getting the water out and keeping it out.
December.
That's,
When they-
before the
Exactly.
cold comes back, we need to move or we lose another cycle of deterioration that we
Yeah.
don't need.
Kendall, you got anything?
I need.
Ron, is it okay?
But, never mind.
Okay, bring that up.
What? Oh, what, you text me? Yeah, yeah, the stormwater. Yeah.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah, you guys are behind on.
that the planning board, the DPW, water and sewer all got together. We were made aware of a grant situation that was available. We have written the grant, we did the pre-application, we did the grant. We have been notified that we are the number 1 out of 30 to receive the grant. It has one more public hearing to go through, and then in September, we hope to be here to let you know that we are the recipient of a $30,000 stormwater grant.
Okay.
Very nice.
There is no match. Zero match.
Wow, that's outstanding.
Yep,
That's
not this
outstanding.
time.
That's great.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Who's that? Who's the grant from?
State of New Hampshire.
No, it's our.
Which department?
No,
It's not?
no, this is through a state agency.
Do you know which one?
I don't have that with me right now, but
Environmental Services?
it is through environmental,
Environmental,
but
yeah.
it's through some other.
That's
grant
great.
through them.
Well, good news.
It's to bolster your stormwater prevention.
Yep.
I'll be able to go home from one of these meetings. because it's good news for you. That's good.
Do they do that also for,
Yeah, it'll be on.
landfills get filled? Do they give us one for that too?
I don't know, I just talked to that guy.
Alan, you got anything?
It'll all be
No?
on the town webpage.
You good?
Cause that's our focus is stormwater.
You in the hat?
See
You
you.
got anything?
I'm good.
You're good? Listening. All right. All right, anybody else?
Our former chair.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. Good guy.
What, introduce yourself.
I'm Steve Felton.
Hey, Steve.
I've been in town for 22 years. I just recently retired, so I'm trying to get back involved again.
Ah, cool.
I've been on the select board, CIP,
Nice.
number of
I'm
different
the new guy in town.
groups.
Nice to meet you, Steve. All
Yes, nice to meet
School
you.
board, yeah.
right, anything else? Donna?
I have I want to relate comments and I have a suggestion. We live on Levitt Road, so we go up and down and past the beach all the time. And comments are being made about the cross and all the plastic.
Yeah, right.
And I know it's come up in front of the selectmen.
Yes.
I don't know if you already have dealt with it, but I have a suggestion. What if the town were to suggest a plaque to be donated by the town and be placed?
That was discussed.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was?
that's the.
It's work in progress.
Right.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, so the cross was voted to get relocated to a different location away from the beach area.
And not. and
Closer
not-
to the
not-
bridge.
Not to be permanent. Yeah, we're gonna put an expiration date, or the select board is,
Go ahead, Ken.
and they will get a plaque.
Go ahead.
If you do decide to do a plaque, I would urge you to use both people who have died.
That's what they're talking
Right.
about,
Same
yeah.
location.
And we,
That's the plan. Great minds think alike.
and putting it in
Almost 50
a,
years apart from each other.
Yeah,
yeah.
understood.
To the month.
And the point of, not only would it be a memorial, but it's a warning.
It's a warning, yes.
Okay, the people,
Definitely is a warning.
think twice. before
Put
you
it up on
jump
the
off.
bridge.
no, they want to put it on the bridge where the kids will see it.
Jump.
It might keep, maybe it'll keep a kid from jumping off.
Yeah, that's the idea.
That's a great
This is
idea.
what happens when you jump off. the
Yeah,
bridge.
Okay.
'Cause
All right, last,
it's not
once, twice,
appropriate the way it is right now.
last comments, anyone? All right, pizza time.
Oh, motion did, thank you.
Motion.
Oh,
That's it.
no, no, I was
6:30.
told that I can end the meeting
Chair
whenever I want.
adjourns the meeting.
Yeah, okay.
That's within the parliamentary rule. There you go.
Here's some questions that I had sent to Peter.
I know that. Thank you.
Oh, thanks for coming.
Oh, yeah.
Thank